Hi friends, Andromeda here, wanting to do our full moon in Cancer lunar eclipse reading today. I wanted to work with the Lioness Oracle Tarot. It's a collage style deck, and the Amenti Oracle. The Amenti, I hope I'm saying that right, is a oracle deck based on the 42 ideals of Mott, which is a really beautiful set of guidelines that allow us to have a light heart. So check that system out if it feels yummy. So the reading I want to do today comes from a spread that I found really quickly online. I just typed in full moon spread, and the first one there, BUJO Witchcraft Tarot, came up with a really beautiful one in their bullet journal. And since I've been bullet journaling, I thought it would be really fun, or just in alignment. Gorgeous deck here. There's the with gold gilded edges. Haven't worked with this one in a little bit. Just allowing my space to link up with this space a little bit. I welcome any helpful beings to this space, any fairies, any ascended masters, any guides. This is the Four of Swords popped out for us. Any beings who are in alignment with divine will and universal law are welcome. Any beings who are beneficial to the growth of humanity as a whole. Any beings who are interested in the elevation of Gaia, Tara, Sophia, Christ consciousness are welcome here. Hail and welcome. I love you. Thank you. Sorry. Please forgive me. I trust you. It's the devil. Got a little bit of a glare here. I apologize. Okay. And I'm just going to cut the Amenti. Here we go. So what has come into our life that deserves a bit of gratitude? Got the Lovers here. I don't know if this will focus or not. So we have the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, a pair of blooming flowers on each end. See if this will do it. Nope. Wants to focus on my face instead. So a union. I love how in this depiction one of the partners is holding the other partner, and there is, it looks to be some sort of fruit or some sort of blossom on the heart. So above and below with the blossoming, I see that union not only elevating up, but coming down. So being grateful for our partnerships, being grateful for the divine masculine and feminine that's within us. They're in the woods. There, that's a little bit of focus. The trees are there, surrounding them. And maybe we need to be a bit more grateful for our nature. You know, the wildness that we're within. Okay, what is our current relationship to the intention that we wish to manifest? Full moons are often about allowing things to come into fruition. So it's our relationship to what we want to manifest. Strength. You know, this looks to be a mountain lion. Maybe a lioness amongst those roses. It's like they're just waiting there for the right time to do their thing. Like a plant that just grows, 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 waits to the right time to emerge. So right now we might be waiting for the right moment, waiting for our instincts to kick in. Waiting often takes a lot of strength, patience, listening. What can we release to allow us to move forward? And of course, the Ten of Swords. So we're being invited to release that sense of everything is horrible, wrong, you know, unaligned, you know, it's all our fault. You know, we're kind of like drowning underneath the weight of our thoughts. See if we can get this into focus. Figure this out one day. All the swords are pointing to her. You know, this being that is a divine being, right? They have that halo around their head. And they're sort of looking at this skull, almost, you know, grieving already. You know, grieving for the skull when this person, it's like they don't even realize the skull is inside of them. It's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing to be, you know, anticipatory, but you know, it's within, but it's without. So maybe that's confusing. It's not all your fault, but at the same time, it is all your fault. Does that make sense? You know, releasing outdated thoughts, That's what I'm getting from that. The next one is, what advice does Source have for us about our intention? The Knight of Pentacles. So this is the one who goes after and goes out for the things that they want. They're ready for war. That's what's going on. You know, they're fully armored up. They got all their money behind them. You know, they got the power of the cosmos behind them. They're making it happen. Well, they've counted their money, they've counted their blessings. Get armored up. Because not everybody is under the assumption that we're in an abundant world. And that's just the thing. A lot of people are still under this scarcity complex and premise that we have to compete for everything. Compete for attention, compete for resources, compete for money, value, all that. Something to remember though is that it may feel like the easy and best thing to do is to get armored up. But something that people don't realize is that that's heavy. All that weight is heavy. You know, that's at least 100, 150 pounds of extra weight. So it may serve us to get armored up, but only if we've done the exercise to maintain our endurance during the battle. Otherwise, we might as well just go without armor, because we'd be too slowed down and huffing and puffing and can't be effective. We might as well just wear no armor, go, you know, do our thing, and leave everybody else in the dust. And what is your version of armor? So what obstacles may need to be overcome? Four of Pentacles. So we have more armor, more defensiveness. Tempting to get this in focus. I'll figure this out. Thank you for your patience. It's focusing on my face. So, fours. We have stability. We have stubbornness. You know, sometimes being stable is an obstacle because we're comfortable. And being comfortable doesn't necessarily give us motivation to move. Also being stable, you know, being comfortable, having all our needs met doesn't necessarily motivate us. Now this shield conveys a story. I really wish it would get in focus for you. There we go. There's a being on top. There's a couple horses. This story that we're carrying, You know, we might think that it's protecting us. And maybe it is in some ways. But like the armor, it weighs us down. You know, we only see what we look for. Oftentimes we have this sort of confirmation bias that life is as we think it is, because that means that we're correct. And when we've been correct, it means that we've gotten good grades and we're good boys and girls, and so we look to identify. But really, this also, wow, this looks like a race. And it looks like a lot of people. No, it's a battle. It's a battle. It's an epic battle. And of course, a race too, right? Like, it's a race to live. So our race to live. What if we knew we were safe no matter what? You know, that the question of whether we were stable or unstable was really taken out of the equation. What if that? You know, that's the obstacle. You know. And where can we look for support? I love it when this happens. The Four of Swords. So this came out during our shuffle. They are looking at their vinyl collection. You know, peacefully hanging out with their tunes. So our support, you know, can come in the form of sound, whether that be sound healing, whether it's using our own voice. Singing is so therapeutic, and especially if you have any sort of blockages with your throat chakra. Singing helps to break that up. Where can we look to for support? You know, I'm thinking about my CD collection. It's really old, like from college, which I graduated high school in 2001. 19 years ago. And you know, the music that is from that time, or from my time of college days, has a lot of very empowering kinds of feels. You know, I'm making my own way in the world. I'm attempting to figure out what steps to make and what not to. And it felt very, very empowering, right? During college, because you have a lot more, at least for our culture and society that we're in right now. I'm in the US. It's 2020. But anyway, I'm thinking about, recently I've been getting my CDs out and playing them, and wow, that feels, it feels supportive. It feels like it's refilling my battery in one way or another. Of course, we don't want to go back necessarily, but there is something to be said about what they found in science when you have an elderly person that listens to and remembers their younger days, listens to the music that reminded them of their youth. They maintain a sense of, you know, being young. They carry that within them. Yeah, see if you can find any music that really helped you feel strong. Music that helps you feel like you don't need to be armored because you are already powerful enough. Music that helps you figure out a different story to tell. New stories. Okay, so for our Amenti Oracle, I like this as a things to keep in mind as we are wanting to, work with these other energies. I act respectfully of others. So the hand up and down with the feather and the rose in the center. Seeing other people and meeting them where they're at, with compassion, with a light heart, with a light mind, seeing their ups and their downs. None of us is perfect. All of us is figuring out this human thing. This advice can also be extended to ourselves. Acting compassionately towards ourselves. Being lighthearted, light-minded in the sense that you don't have to be so serious all the time. And it's easy to be respectful when we are in the now, because it never feels good to gossip or think ill upon another person. I mean, it may give us a chemical reward in the moment, a chemical reward that we are most likely addicted to. But if you're acting respectively towards yourself in your own time, that's a waste of time. I actually found it extremely empowering when I decided to stop looking at people's Instagram accounts where I don't necessarily feel good looking at them. And it was great. I stopped doing it, and it wasn't even 30 days and I had already done something extremely amazing and awesome for myself. I started the Patreon account just by eliminating one source of gossip, negativity. It was coming from within. It wasn't like it was actually spreading it out. It was still all internal, and that is all just armor. Justifying while another person is this. It's just creating boundaries. Just a story. That doesn't mean anything. What matters is our union, is our blossoming up and down, our connection with nature, figuring out what the heck it is that we can do while so much is going on all over the world. If you don't think you're powerful, you're not going to do anything. That's easy. But it's not true. Just a story. It's all in your head. All of it. Would you rather have the swords pointing in? Or would you rather be able to have the blades or have the handles, accessible to you so you can use them as you want? Use them to cook a meal. Use them to, you know, tend to your garden. Well, they don't have to be weapons of a war against a person or yourself. Beautiful. Okay, that's it for this reading. I will take a picture, do some Reiki, do some energy work, and get that posted up on Patreon for you folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. Thank you for your extension of grace and trust. I'm so glad to be showing up. Love you.